All right, court is calling 2025 CR 004268A, State versus Lori Valdez.
What you're about to watch is a deferred adjudication hearing for a woman charged with possession of a controlled substance, and on the surface it walks into this courtroom looking like a relatively routine drug possession case. The paperwork is in order. The plea agreement is ready. And the defense attorney stands up and asks the court to follow the agreement and give his client a chance to move in a positive direction. But then the judge starts asking questions. Simple questions at first. How many children do you have? What are their ages? Who are they with right now? And with each answer that comes back, the picture of this woman's life gets more complicated and more painful than anything written in the court documents. 5 children total. 2 of them already permanently adopted out through CPS. 3 of them living with their grandmother, who has been functioning as both grandparent and primary parent at the same time. And a mother who has been using drugs off and on for 5 years, while all of that was happening around her children. This hearing builds slowly and quietly, but by the time the judge delivers her final words off the record, it becomes one of the most honest and human moments in this entire series. Stay with me.
Can I have parties announced?
Megan Galloway for the state.
John Robertson for Ms. Valdez.
And are you Ms. Valdez?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all discovery and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Are there any applications
Application,
for probation or anything?
defer, Your Honor.
Okay, let me,
Let's look that one.
did you file one?
I thought I did.
I don't see one. All right. Thank you. Did you review the application for deferred adjudication with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented? Did you review court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram? That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine.
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney.
Gentlemen.
Okay, thank you. You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses. The state would call them the right to remain silent. Did you understand by entering this plea you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication? If for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine. Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
I do.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Valdez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, there should be a $1,500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. They're taking in consideration 2025 CR 005187. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
It is, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal evaluation, 200 hours community service restitution, no contact with Cherry Cooper, DiMaggio Hernandez, Karina Rodriguez? Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? All right, you're going to need to keep your voice up so that I can
No
hear.
contest.
State, any evidence?
The offer states wording attachment.
No objection.
All right, state, you may be excused. Did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Stop right here because the judge just made an observation that is rooted in years of direct experience watching CPS and family court cases play out from every possible angle, and it is something that most people who have never been inside that system would never think about on their own. When children are removed from a home and placed into the adoption system, the youngest ones are almost always chosen first, and they are chosen quickly. A 1-year-old represents something very specific to a prospective adoptive family. There is no established trauma response yet. There are no difficult behavioral patterns already formed from years of instability. There are no complicated emotional loyalties to a biological parent that the child actually has conscious memories of. The younger the child, the more a new family believes they can provide a truly fresh start. And that is not a cynical observation. That is the documented and consistent reality of how adoption works in practice. This judge has watched it happen over and over again from the defense side when she represented CPS cases, and now from the bench. And she is saying it out loud in this courtroom so that this woman sitting in front of her understands with complete clarity what her choices and her absence cost her youngest child. Not temporarily, permanently.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, so the court will review the same.
Right here is one of the most important moments in this entire hearing, and it arrives quietly and without any dramatic buildup, but it lands with significant weight if you're paying attention. The judge just told this woman directly, and without any softening, that she cannot attribute her drug use to anyone else in her life. Not the boyfriend she was with, not the environment she was in, not the circumstances she was facing. The only exception the judge allows is if someone was physically restraining her and forcing substances into her body against her will. Everything on this side of that line is a personal choice that belongs entirely and without exception to the person who made it. And the judge is not delivering that message to humiliate her or to dismiss the difficulty of her situation. She is delivering it because personal accountability is not optional when it comes to recovery. Until the full weight of those choices is genuinely owned and accepted, nothing in this situation has a realistic chance of actually changing in a lasting way. What do you think it truly takes for someone to reach that point of complete ownership over the decisions that brought them here?
All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication.
And right here, the judge identifies a specific and practical problem that nobody else in that courtroom had fully thought through before this moment, and she does it with a few quiet questions rather than a long speech. This woman said her plan after release was to go home and live with her mother. That sounds straightforward enough on the surface. But the judge immediately recognized something important that the plan did not account for. Her mother has not just been providing temporary childcare. She has been functioning as the full-time primary parent and grandparent simultaneously for 3 of this woman's children for an extended period of time. That household has its own established routines and its own stability and its own carefully maintained emotional environment that those children depend on every single day. And the judge knows from experience exactly what tends to happen when a parent who has been absent walks back into that kind of household and starts trying to resume a parental role they never consistently held in the first place. The children get confused about who is actually in charge. The grandmother who has been holding everything together gets quietly undermined. The boundaries that were keeping things stable start to blur. And the security those children finally found begins to erode in ways that are not always visible until real damage has already been done. The judge is not cutting this woman off from her family. She is protecting the children inside that household from an arrangement that sounds completely reasonable on paper, but carries genuine and documented risk underneath the surface.
Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, we'd ask the court to follow the agreement. Ms. Valdez has had some time to reflect on what's been going on, and especially on some of the associates she's been hanging out with. She wants to move in a positive direction. I think she will.
How many children do you have?
I have 5.
What are their ages?
14, 8, 6, 5 and 1.
And who are they with now?
3 are with my mother and 2 are adopted out.
And I'm assuming the ones that were adopted, is that the 5 and 1 year old?
Yes.
You know, I always tell parents that CPS will separate children, and everyone always wants the youngest child. They always want the 1 year old, the infant, because they're like, I'll be able to, mold this child. I don't have to worry about any negative impacts the person that I'm adopting this child may have had on the child. So how often have you been using?
I haven't since I've been in jail, but before that I was off and on for about 5 years.
And how often were you using?
Not that often. I was smoking marijuana mostly.
And what else?
And meth here and there, but it was with the boy that I was with, which we are no longer together. It had been about a year, but.
Okay, so here's the thing. You can't blame anyone else for your drug use unless they're holding you down and forcing you to take drugs.
No, I know that.
And obviously it had to be bad for CPS to take your children.
CPS hasn't been involved for about 4 or 5 years. So it's just been off and on since then.
How far did you go in school?
I dropped out in 9th grade.
Why?
I wanted to work. I thought at the time making money was more important.
And where are parents just letting children drop out of school at 9th grade? So if you're released today, who would you be living with?
I'm going to go home to mom.
Does mom want you there?
She would allow me to, yeah.
Well, no, not would she allow you? Does she want you there?
She would.
Did you ask her?
I haven't spoken with her since I've been arrested, but I'm more than sure she would.
So we don't know. So here's the problem I have with you living there. So she's been taking care of the 14-year-old, the 8-year-old, and 6-year-old. And for all intents and purposes, she's been the grandparent and the parent. And sometimes parents will come into a house and then they want to be happy mom and act as though they've been raising the children and they haven't. So you need to ask your mother's permission.
I have dad also.
I'm sorry?
I have my dad also, if that were the case.
That would be probably best for you to live with him because you can't just drop in and out of your children's lives. That's not good for them. All right, this is what the court is going to do. There's a $1,500 fine. That will be probated. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs. In custody, I'm going to want a referral to felony drug court. If not accepted, then we'll do a TAP evaluation out of custody, 120 sober meetings in 120 days, proof of employment within 40 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. No residing in locations with minors. And that's just until further notice. Once she does certain things, then I'll change that most likely. There's going to be 200 hours of community service restitution. 100 of those hours will be deemed satisfied after you completed the parenting classes. The remaining 100 hours, you can use that to get your trade school certificate or obtain your GED or some higher level education. That's completely your choice. Otherwise, you can do the community service hours. I always tell people, do something to better yourself because it's going to get hot in San Antonio and they're going to make you pick up trash outside. You understand?
Yes, thank you.
So that's GED or higher level of education or trade school certificate. There's to be no contact with the following persons: Sherry Cooper, SHERRY Cooper, DiMaggio, DIMAGGIO, Hernandez, Corina, Corinna Rodriguez. Joseph Eric, ERIC Davila. Jeremy Joe Alcaraz. Bill visits one time per month until further notice. Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful? All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of the Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. Either you're going to be a great mom for your children or you're not. Don't do this thing where you're in and out of their life making bad choices because it impacts them whether you see it or not. And you don't want the circle to be completed where they end up using drugs or they end up in situations that you are in. You understand? And this court to be successful on probation, communication is key. If you feel as though you're going to use, if you feel you need help with something, let them know. If you feel as though they are not helping you, then you can always come back to court and we will see what we can do. All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Have a seat now.
Oh, I'm sorry, come back. One thing I did forget. Yeah, 5 years deferred adjudication. She'll be like, I'm just out here with no years.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Over to Coach Echo. No.
I was too concentrated on